Building our own tiny home trailer has come with a lot of challenges, mainly self-inflicted ones that come from trying to custom build every single part. But in this episode, we're on to version 3 of Pete's independent suspension creation.
What are we doing? This is insane. This is ridiculous.
And we'll be answering the question, how do you move a 9-metre long trailer that's wedged the wrong way in your workshop by hand?
He's moving! Welcome back to Pete Reinvents the Wheel again. So I don't think it's fair to say this is version 3. I think it's like version 2.5.
Okay.
It's like an upgrade to what it was. So what was wrong with the old one? Well, there was nothing majorly wrong, but I think it's the difference between CAD and the real world. And the main kind of issue was I wasn't happy with the amount of travel in the suspension before it would hit the floor of the habitat, because we're trying to avoid wheel arches like eating into our space. So luckily we've bolted everything onto the chassis and have the height adjustment. I'm really glad we designed that in. So we've been able to adjust that and the angle of the arm, and then that will give us a really good amount of travel, a bit more ground clearance, and it also makes the coupling at the front a better height to attach to moose. So that's all wins. The other thing was we got a much better upgraded airbag, because the other ones they're all right, but they just weren't, they looked a bit cheap, didn't they?
Yeah, they're about half the size of these.
Yeah, so this one's got a lot more range, so it'll be much easier to adjust the height of the trailer as well when we want to, and it'll still work well. The other issue with the design was this is where the shock absorber was meant to go. And I didn't really know that much about choosing shock absorbers when I designed this, and it turns out you actually need a bit more of a substantial shock absorber than the ones I was looking at online. So we've got this really nice one from Coney. It was actually given to us by a company called Rhodes Vans, but we'll talk more about them in another episode because he's really helping us out. So yeah, we got this awesome shock absorber, awesome bag, but it didn't fit on the original arm. So that's what those extra plates and stuff were. That is the 2.5 part of the design.
And a much larger plate for the bag to sit on.
Yeah. So that's that. I just need to design the top plate that mounts the top of the bag to the chassis, and then something here to hold the shock in place as well.
The other thing that we want to figure out this episode is how to move this trailer, because at the moment it's right in the middle of where we want to be working. Soon we're going to need to think about fiberglassing the shell and the floor, so we kind of need this area when we're planning to move moose outside out of the way. But we can't pick up that end. We need to figure out some kind of wheel system for the front. So we found these jockey wheels, they're called. You normally get one on a caravan, like at the front. But we found these really heavy duty ones. They're rated for like 900 kilos each. And we thought if we put one on each side, then we'll be able to move it around. Nice tight turning circle. And they have a really cool trick as well. They kind of fold up, but I'll show you that later because the clamp will fall off if I try and do it now. So yeah, we've got to figure out how to mount them. We can go a bit lower and not hit the top of the chassis of the handle. But we can't really go much further that way because of the way it all folds up. So That's just how it's going to be. I think it will work well. Meow.
So you know, a little while ago, I asked people for advice on how to mark metal, and they all told me all the correct tools to get. I just used a broken or old angle grinding cutting disc, because you can just use it like a pen and just like mark the metal. It seems to work pretty well, actually. We're going to use this flat bar to make mounts for our 2 wheel jockeys.
Jockey wheels.
Wheel jockeys or jockey wheels?
Jockey wheels.
A wheel jockey is like a horse jockey, a man that rides a wheel. So I've not quite figured it out, but...
Are you keeping that in then?
Yeah, I like that. To the chop saw. So you can kind of see the mounting idea that we've got going on. It's kind of tricky because these diagonals kind of get in the way of one of the bolt holes, but I've got a solution for that, that'll be fine. Should we show them the party trick that it's got?
Okay. It's still just clamped, so be careful.
Oh yeah, okay. And then it stays up out the way. Because the issue was, with normal ones, you wind them up, but then you've still got a wheel like dangling around down here. And we want to maintain the ground clearance throughout the whole thing. So yeah, I found these that fold up. I think it's pretty cool.
Neat.
The front of the trailer won't be more than a ton. So, but we thought having 2 would just be easier for pulling the trailer around while we're in here working on it, and you know, it's just better than having one in the middle, I think. But, small issue. This is the handle you turn to raise and lower it. 2 options. We either space this bracket further away, so you can turn in here, because otherwise, if we raise this up and the handle can spin, it's going to hit the habitat when the habitat's there. So, we can either, move this bracket further out, or I can cut this off and make a different handle, or like weld a nut to it so we can just operate it with the drill for now. What do you think?
I wonder if we take this handle off, if we can see, there might be something that we can just use the drill on in there.
Yeah, maybe. We can, let's try. I've taken this off. It put up quite a fight, and I don't think it's going to go on in the same way. But it's off, so now we can see how it kind of works.
We've put a little bolt in there.
Yeah, because otherwise it will literally fall out and fall apart. So now we can at least see if it will reach the floor and how much it will be able to lift the trailer up by. So we've used up that much travel, so we've probably got about that much more. I think that's fine. What this top handle needs is something like this, you know? So you can turn, slide it, turn. You know what I mean? So it gets out of the way. But these are problems for another time, because we just got to get it on and working. Do you know what I could do in the future? Connect this to an electric motor.
Ooh.
And then make it electric.
Now you're talking my language.
I'm happy with the design, with the plates and stuff, so I'll just cut out all the rest, get them tacked in place, and then we're one step closer to moving the trailer.
Hooray. So Pete doesn't want to cut these brackets out with the mag drill, he wants to use the laser. So we have to figure out a way of getting the flat bar in the laser totally straight, and I think it has something to do with these hieroglyphs.
So yeah, with the laser CNC, there's a camera inside, so you can see, here's the 3 bits of metal. You can also like zoom in like this with like a extra camera that's inside, and it'll position the camera and take a really accurate photo. And then you can see these are some marks that I did on the metal with pen, and then in blue these are the circles where it's going to cut it out. So I'm just lining it up by eye. It probably took longer than setting up the mag drill, but it's the principle.
Yeah, also the mag drill's heavy and
It is a
messy and
this is lasers. Whoa. So, right, because this might be very hot.
yeah, I don't think you should.
So because I had to have the laser going really slow to cut through this thicker material, the laser goes through and you see at the bottom all that stuff, that's sand, and it stops the laser from shooting through the base of the CNC and cutting through your floor. So every now and again, we just get loads of like glass.
Wow,
That's pretty crazy, isn't it?
so beautiful.
Should we start making Rotoff grid jewellery?
I don't think anyone wants that.
Why? It looks so nice. And it's exfoliating on the back from all the sand. Cool, it cut all the way through. Nice, okay. Right, we're getting these things on. We're done. It's happening today because it's taken hours. Why is it always the things that seem to be easy that take the longest amount of time?
I don't know.
It's always the case, isn't it? It's like, oh, I'll just quickly do that today.
Famous last words.
Yeah.
I'm sure people are going to be asking if that flat bar is enough for the weight.
Definitely. That's the answer.
What do you think?
I think it looks great. I haven't fully welded it all on. I will go around everything and weld it up, and I'll cut these flush with the top. So do you see, we've got 3 of the 4 bolts in, and then this one lines up with one of these. We couldn't do it any other way. If we put it in a position where these bolts wouldn't hit this, then when they came together in the middle, the 2 ends would hit each other. So what I'm going to do is I'll just drill this out. This bit of plate is 8mm, the plate behind it is 3, so we've got 11mm, and I'm just going to put a tap into it and just thread that hole. It should be fine. I don't see any reason why not.
We'll have 3 of them with bolts and then 1 of them tapped.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to roll on them down the road.
No, it's just for moving it around in car parks and campsites and stuff. Does it bug you that this handle's on the top and this handle's on the bottom?
No, it's the only way it can be.
It looks cool.
While we're on the subject of moving stuff around, I moved into my new office this week. Do you want to see? The ladder's temporary. We're going to fit some steps. Welcome. What do you think?
It looks great.
I've got my tea station, fridge, microwave, place to sit and eat. That's it. And
now.
it's clean.
Yeah. There's no grinding dust everywhere.
No. So we got the shed, like we said we would, a metal shed, and then it was too short, so we raised it up on some OSB, like a little wall riser. There's some lights, got power. It's good, and it has access to the storage. Ta-da! And then out there we'll just keep storage there, and then it goes around the corner as well.
And we'll have a balcony here with some railings, and we can look over our domain.
Our patrons will already have seen us build this, but we're going to put out a full-length video on our second channel, the long road off grid, of the whole build. Probably when we've done the steps. I'm going to make some space-saving steps because the ladder's a bit. And I wouldn't be a real YouTuber if I hadn't got the FlexiSpot sponsorship for my desk and chair. It's so good. So let me tell you about all the awesome things about this desk. Let me just fold in my leg rest for a moment. If I'm not downstairs working on the tiny home, you will generally find me at a desk. But sitting in the same position at a desk for long periods of time is not good for you. Not for me. I've ended up with a really bad shoulder just from moving the mouse. But this desk is going to help me with that. Because whenever I need to take a break or reposition my body, now I'm standing. And I set a timer on my phone to remind me to move my body. And then when it goes off, I'm like, okay, change positions. Got a little preset for my own height. And now I'm sitting.
That's so cool. That's so cool.
Yeah, so it's got these programmable buttons. It's got 4. So I've set myself on the stand and sit down. And then Pete is in number 1 and number 2 for his height. And it's really, really strong. I haven't got much here yet, but I could have like loads of monitors. Let me show you the full height.
I think it can hold like 180 kilos or something crazy like that.
Oh, we should sit on it. Come on.
Both of us?
Yeah.
No, just you.
No, both of us. Are you on?
I'm on. How is it doing that?
It's very strong.
I'm about to hit the ceiling. That's crazy.
Yeah, so it's very, very strong and very, very sturdy. Oh, I'm going up again.
It's quite cool that it could be that low.
Yeah.
You have like a little kiddie's desk.
Yeah, and then when you want to work at it, you put it to adult mode.
I want one in the workshop.
Okay, and the chair. This is the C7 Air, and it is insanely customizable to fit your body, even to the point where the armrests spin around and have adjustable height. But the best thing about this chair, I think, is its lumbar support, which is like dynamic. So it kind of moves with you. I didn't realize how much I was slouching until this chair is like correcting me. And it's impossible to slouch, which is so good for my back and my shoulders. If you want to give FlexiSpot a try, then we've got some links in the description for you, or you can go to flexispot.co.uk.
Hello. Look what I've made.
Very nice. What is it?
What do you mean?
Looks like a nice shelf for a flower, like a vase.
I think it should go to the Tate Modern because it looks ridiculous, but it could be art. No, so I've been thinking about how to finish off the suspension mounts because it's been causing me a headache. Look, let me show you real quick. So this is where we left off. We've got our airbag and our shock absorber. But the tricky thing is we really want to support these really well, but because all we've got is this kind of skeletal frame, it's quite hard to get a solid mounting point from here to here in a way that supports it in the direction the forces are going, without just like putting big plates and stuff on. So I was trying to figure out something, and I was chatting to my dad for ages, and he kind of had this idea of making this. And it does look quite ridiculous, but there is method to this madness, and I think it's quite cool. So let me just show you where it's going to go, but first I just need to compress the airbag so it's out of the way. I'll put these, like, I don't know what their official name is, but they're like bicycle air valves, like from inner tubes, but it means that I can just push the valve in and then compress the airbag. And then the valve won't let any air back in. Okay, so now I can put this in, and hopefully it'll all make sense. So now I can push this valve and it'll just let air back in to the bag. And then I can just line up the holes. And they'll be in there like that. Doesn't it? It all makes sense now, right? Yeah?
The tube.
The tube? Have you seen on tanks they have those tubes that poke out?
A bazooka.
Yeah, they're bazookas. This tube thing, this is what's going to support the top of the shock absorber. It might look a bit crazy, but it's actually a really good idea. So on the top of this is going to be this cap. So that slots on like this, right? And it'll be welded round like that. But, so, on the top of this shock, you have this setup with more rubber bushings, but I didn't make these. So this all goes on there. And then you see, right, you get this, and it slots on, and the bushing sits inside it. And then you get the second rubber that goes on top, like that. And then a big washer, and then a nut on the top. Now it might not really make sense, because it didn't to me at first either. But how this will work is the hole in this plate is big enough that the rod that goes through it, this threaded rod, can move around inside the hole. So, and the fact that it's sandwiched between these two big rubber bushings, the rubber has enough flex in it to act as a pivot point essentially and protect it. Because if I've designed the geometry right, it shouldn't really be pivoting that much. So yeah, it'll go like that.
It looks like a little biscuit tin.
What are we doing? This is insane. This is ridiculous. Like, it looks nuts, but it's a really good design because it holds and supports the shock in the direction that the force is going. And then it's all supported and tied to both the top and the bottom of the chassis rail. So,
and it keeps all the gunk out.
Yeah, that's the other thing. It protects that bit from the weather and road scars and stuff. So it's a good idea. I wish I thought of it. I don't know why people comment that I over-engineer things all the time. I don't really get it.
It looks very basic.
Yeah, there's nothing abnormal here.
What about the angle then? How did you decide what the angle should be?
I think it can be a little confusing because a lot of times people see shock absorbers and they're in line with the spring, like up and down. So a few people have said, like, you can't have it angled like that. But it's not quite right because of the geometry of the trailing arm and stuff. But essentially, if you look at this pivot point at the top and where the shock absorber bolts in, if you imagine an arc like that it travels about this point, you work out the angle, or this is what I've done, you work out the angle of the shock based on the tangent of that arc. That way, that shock should most of the time just be going in and out instead of having to rotate and go in and out at the same time. So yeah, I'm pretty confident in the geometry of the suspension. The new airbags look great. We've got a ludicrous amount of travel, 150 mil of travel up and 100 mil of travel down. We've got 400 mil of ground clearance beneath the chassis rail. We'll never reach the limits of the suspension.
Whoa. Hey!
Is it all working as it should?
Your shock is going in the right direction.
Yeah? Okay, that's
Cool.
I think that's the shock spot. Oh no, still going?
Yeah. Cool, because it's gone a lot.
We got a lot of travel, this is what I was saying. We've
Whoa.
got an insane amount of travel.
It's still going.
Look, the wheel is still on the ground.
Now, now you can kind of see the shock. That's probably near its limit.
Our jack has maxed out.
Oh, well, look, that's probably too much.
Yeah, if I lower it down, you'll get a really good idea of just how much travel there is. This is the most ridiculous trailer suspension.
But the angle looks great.
Yeah?
Yeah.
And so the shock absorber is just going straight up and down,
Yeah.
pretty much. There's very little rotation.
Yeah, exactly.
The maths works out.
Hooray.
Hooray. Ground clearance of the trailer, like I said earlier, is about 400 mil. So we're going to get that set and then see what it all looks like and stuff. There we go. That's what it's going to be. But something very cool, we're getting bigger wheels. Little spoiler for next time. So the airbag won't actually be this extended. With the new wheels on, it'll all be up about an inch or so. The airbag has a spec sheet that says how tall it should be and at what pressure for ride height. And that's what I've designed all the geometry and stuff around this. The shock absorber at ride height has got a good amount of travel in both directions.
The front of the trailer is in the air.
That's a testament to how stiff this chassis is. Soon we're going to be able to see what the trailer is like on its own wheels on the suspension, because that is the final design. I shouldn't have said it.
Biscuits. Alright, I want to get this trailer moved, which means we need to move Moose, which means it's time for a Moose update. We finished putting the wheel arches on. I gave them a clean, and they're looking real nice. And we found the brackets that we thought we'd thrown out with the old step to hold on Pete's Swan.
My what?
Your swan. Everyone thought that it looked like you were holding a swan.
The tank
Last
for
episode.
the windscreen fluid.
Yes, the swan tank. So we found those brackets. We'd actually taken them off the step and painted them and put them away.
No recollection of doing that.
No, none at all. So that's cool. And then we've ordered a new step for that one. And what else? I did the PU sealant thing on the number plate shroud. So where it was welded and it was a bit lumpy bumpy. I used a PU sealant and that's like smoothed it all off. Kind of. It looks okay.
It looks better.
It's okay. I also sorted out all of the wiring in here. I don't know if it should look like this, but nothing is touching any of the metal. It's all got cable ties and trunking, and that's all neat as well.
You did a good job. I hate that sort of thing.
I like that sort of thing. And then I spent about 4.5 hours painting all the wood for Moose's flatbed. And I used like a decking stain, and it's got latex in it. So it's non-slip and should be quite hard wearing. It came out a bit darker than I was expecting, but
I like it. It's chocolate.
yeah, chocolate orange. So if we get the rest of the boards on, then we can move Moose outside, and then we can move the trailer around.
And we'll finally have space
Yes.
back.
We'll get rid of the obstacle course in the centre of the workshop.
Yeah. Cool. Doesn't he look good?
He looks very rustic.
He looks smart. Yeah, so if you don't know, it was a while ago, but we decided to use scaffolding boards for this because they're just good and strong, and they were affordable
Cheap.
at the time. They were super cheap. So we've done our best, but they are pretty twisted, and they're not straight at all. But it's a flatbed, it's going to get a bit duffed up. And the good thing is, if a board breaks or whatever, you just take it out. Scaffolding boards you can get for cheap everywhere, so.
Yeah, we'll screw them all down once we've figured out the coupling, because I think we're going to have to take them up to mount the coupling to the actual chassis frame. Yeah, let's put it in place.
So if you haven't seen, this is the coupling for the trailer. It doesn't look like a normal coupling. It's not a very common design, but it's really cool.
It's tiny.
Yeah, so this will be recessed into the flatbed. Right, I can't really tell, but in the middle, slightly in front of the axles.
Yeah.
Yeah, somewhere about there?
Well, it needs to go not so far in that the front of the trailer will hit the back when it turns around corners.
You have to kind of figure all that out, but I expect it will be somewhere around here, but you just don't really want it behind the axle, but that's not really possible on this truck because the behind the axle is where I am. So there's that. And then, if you haven't seen, this is the ball. So you know how usually on cars you have a ball and then the trailer hitches on. Ours is kind of upside down. But also, with this design, it gives you a lot of like mobility. You know, you got loads of range of motion in there. So that'll be something like that. This goes on top, and then this bit will also be attached to the trailer neck, and it goes in there like that. And I can't really do it without it being fully attached, but it goes in and then it twists and it locks in place. So yeah.
How many the whole trailer's going to hang off of that little?
I know, just off of this little nose here like that.
Yeah. Crazy,
isn't it? But yeah, I mean, it weighs a lot. It's very heavy.
5 kilos.
Oh yeah, we weighed it. And realised how weak we are. We were like, it's like 20 kilos. Cool. Moose looks great. We need to finish up the back here. This plate here has got really warped from when I was welding, so I got to figure that out and like neaten it up, and then put the final bit of this.
Yeah, we don't want to do that until we're not taking them up anymore.
Yeah. So there's lots of things that we've left almost finished because now we got to give Moose his photo shoot, take all the photos, fill out all the forms and send it off to the DVSA for them to say, yeah, great truck, he's legal on the road now. That's what I hope they're going to say. They might say, no.
Put it in the bin.
We'll see. That's going to take probably about 10 weeks, I think, for the paperwork to go through. So in that time, we're going to be finishing off the trailer. But yeah, Moose is going outside now then, I suppose.
Come on then. You're driving him.
Hope he doesn't mind.
He's fine, he's a moose.
That's true. One last thing. So this face here will be flush with the flatbed. So it won't like get in the way if you want to load stuff on, which is cool. But to keep it clean, it comes with this cap that slots in. Cool. Our jockey wheels are permanently attached. Really pleased with how it turned out actually. I wasn't sure that the flat bar was going to be enough, but it's real good and it doesn't look ugly, I don't think either. Quite pleased with these welds, vertical welds. Very difficult, but I think I'm actually quite pleased with them for once. So what we're going to do, because we haven't figured out a handle solution yet, we're just going to lift the crane up a bit, put the wheels down, and then lower the trailer down on the wheels. And hopefully they'll be fine. They're so cool, aren't they? Okay, the jockey wheels are in the correct height. So now we just...
I want to get out.
Axle stands. What, it's not going to fall on you? Okay. Time to see if they are strong enough.
Oh,
Okay, all the weight is on them.
okay.
They're rated for 900 kilos, like the front of this trailer only weighs 3. Okay, now we've got to lift up the back of the trailer and take the stands out the back and then somehow move this massive trailer over there.
Okay.
Hope that little black strap is strong enough. I think it is.
This wheel isn't coming up. It's getting extended.
There we go. All the wheels are off the floor. Slightly nervous. I don't know why. This isn't even the sketchiest
It's the
thing
front
we've done.
that there's. I think the crane should just come with it. We just
Yeah.
need to keep an eye on everything as we go. What if I lead him by his face?
You could. Ready?
Oh, we're hitting the wall.
Oh, okay. Should we
We'd have
come,
to come
should we
this way
come
a bit.
forwards first?
Yeah.
He's moving! Is our tail hitting things? Yeah.
Yeah, we're hitting the
Okay.
old axle,
Now if we pull this,
but the crane has to come with it. Okay. Yep.
okay. Slowly, but surely. Has he crashed again? No, we're doing
not
all right.
yet.
We're doing okay. I've already decided that we need some sort of electrical powered mover for the trailer.
Yes, with tank tracks.
Yeah.
Easy now. Easy now. Okay.
We're about to hit the wall at the front.
I wonder if we can push this round now and it'll miss the axle. I think we can.
Do you reckon?
I think we can go that way, yeah.
Crane's doing great.
Come on, Craney.
Come on. poor engine hoist crane. You never signed up for this. Oh,
Yeah, I'll turn this end and you correct the crane. Because
Okay.
the crane's going to need to point in the direction that we're going to go. So these
Yeah.
wheels are in the wrong way. We could lower it down and adjust it.
yeah, that's smart.
That's okay for a moment. Come on, Craney. That's it. Crane is on the move.
We've
That's-
crashed into the wall.
Come on, Craney. I'm fighting a crane. Okay, now your end.
I think we're very close.
Yeah. Careful, careful, careful.
I
Yeah,
think we're very close.
yeah,
How close are we to the lathe?
very.
Are we doing it?
Yeah.
Are we hitting the lathe?
No? I think the front just needs to turn now a little.
Yeah, I'm trying. Oh,
It is in the building.
it is?
Yeah.
Did we do it?
I think we did it.
I hope that you could see what just happened on camera, because that was really hard to film. It's just so big. Oh, we did it. We've got it in position, and we've got Moose backed up into the workshop. It looks insanely long on camera.
It is long in real life.
At the moment, the angle is kind of crazy because the wheels don't have suspension, so the back of the trailer is like very, very low, and the front of the trailer is very, very high.
Yeah, Moose has got very high butt because his airbags are still really inflated. So this is all a bit high, that's all a bit low. But you can get an idea of it.
It looks amazing. Oh, I wish we could get it all in one shot, but you can kind of get a gist. Awesome.
Got another cross member to go in there.
Yeah.
And the bumper.
And the bumper.
More suspension. Lots of welding.
It's so nice to have all of our space back, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, we're going to fill it soon when we start fiberglassing, but we'll get to that another date. This trailer looks awesome, doesn't it? When all the wheels have that suspension on, it's going to look so cool. It's going to be such a beast of a trailer. There's still so much to do, but it's so nice to see some proper progress. So yeah, thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next episode. Bye.
Bye.